As of last week, we're going to go with Mr. W. Pricklesworth. And do you know what the W is? It's Waffles. Mr. Waffles Pricklesworth. He's the non-sweary hedgehog for somebody's potty mouth. How'd you like that? Waffles. But his surname is Mr. Pricklesworth, so not compromise there. Right then, we are going to do admin corner first of all, but with a little bit of a twist.
We're going to do a twist this week because I've had 2 people mention to me this week that the start of the podcast needs to be a bit quicker. Now, I do agree.
I disagree.
Yeah, well,
I think it needs to be slower, if anything.
Yeah, what I need to do at the start of the podcast each week is invite people into it. Now, while you're here, could you click share? Could you share the link? Can you try and invite your friends in to it as well? That would be very good. The more you share, the more it helps us.
The more production value we can put into this, we'll be doing things left, right, and centre.
Talk about production value.
What? We've got a Wales flag. This is just too much now. We've gone from nothing to this. We started at the bottom, now we're here.
Got all sorts.
We started at the bottom, now the whole crew is up in here. I don't know what flag it is, but
we just found it. Yeah.
Is this to support Ryan Giggs, or is this a dirty protest against Ryan Giggs?
I don't know, because we're not in that part of the running order.
Whoa, there. Okay, let's
keep behind the curtain there.
Let's.
We do actually have a running order every week about this shit.
Yes, Dale.
Oh, this one.
No. Look in the eyes.
Okay, right.
Say sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Right.
We're doing questions of the questions.
Right. So we're going to do the question of the week.
Is what we're doing. The first one, I'll say. Do you think the financial bubble within football will eventually burst? No, not in the near future. No, absolutely not. It's like think of the stock exchange and what happens in the stock exchange. Yeah, if something arises and something has a knock-on effect and is detrimental to it, then it will. Apart from that, no, because it's simple supply and demand. Now, what we have here is people really wanting to watch football and they're interested and it's being pushed, and so the football bubble is continually at a high. And this is at the highest level of sport. So what happens then is people are invested. They're invested in a number of reasons. That's why people watch F1. That's why people watch any sport, to see how far they can push the sport forward. There's the sort of best players in the world, one of the best leagues in the world, all competing because there's loads of money at stake. There's lots of wages and there's glory. So at the moment, no, it's not at stake. The financial bubble within football is not at stake at the moment. Now, things might fluctuate over time, but to get those quality players, then no. If you want the quality, like a Man City, it's a thing in football now. If you want the best, you have to pay for it. And it comes with risk, sure, but not everything does. And if one of your best players gets injured, so be it. But that's just the way things are. So do you think the financial bubble within football would eventually burst? What would you say?
No, you can't see it happening anytime soon. I mean,
it's like the stock. It's like anything, you know. It's going to fluctuate. It's going to wobble. I think there's so much money floating around, especially for agents and anyone else to get their greedy little hands in the way. It's a machine. It's a business slash.
It's not a deal. It's the money in football. It'd be the amount of money that's coming into the game means that wages are going up. Everything's going up. The only way that'll ever stop is if the bottom drops out of, well, realistically, Sky and BT and things. Now, BT, I did think at one point that it could potentially have happened because they seem to be putting a lot of money into it, and they seem relatively, Sky, I just think they're more established, so you don't think of them as ever sort of dropping off. But it just, with BT on there, right, they've just changed the game again. Everyone goes on about the money the Sky are bringing in and stuff still, and they're bidding a lot, obviously, for the Premier League games. BT don't know. They have to, because you know they're not Sky aren't the only people there now.
In the near future, no, I don't think it's the second question. I think that's sort of shifted up a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't see. It's ridiculous. And I think it's so normalised, the actual price of things. When people say on the radio, like, oh, you know, Andy Carroll's he's 20 million. That's what is that in football nowadays? When you consider that price tag on something which is this ridiculous, you know, and it'll always be a constant, you know, from the first player who triggered that, you know, like 100 million player, you know, or it's a constant, isn't it? It's pushed things forward since early days. So that's that. Why is it acceptable in everyday life when someone leaves a job and goes elsewhere, but in football it's deemed player power or displaying lack of loyalty?
We've talked about this.
We talk about this all the time.
We've said this in regards to rivalries.
Yeah.
And said you never, if a player plays for Man City and then signs for Man United, I know that wouldn't happen. But okay, right, vice versa. Tevez went from Man United, even though they technically never owned him, to Man City, and the Man United fans, you know, they booed the life out of him. They booed the life out of him. Now, realistically, that's fine and all well and good, and that's their right. However, we said, and we used the analogy, well, why would Burger King for years? Would they then? It's
just the same as like anyone else who's pedantic about football.
Would they then work in McDonald's? Would they then suddenly get, you know, the customers who sort of went to them in Burger King? Would they suddenly come running in and go, "You traitor! For Burger King, you don't work for McDonald's. You let me down."
Show me anywhere, like any people with regular jobs who wouldn't jump up ship and go somewhere else just because of the money, and they're football fans and they're doing exactly the same. So it's just scant regard for, and it seems like a different world because it's like the universe. It's hard to get your head around that amount of money a week.
Yeah,
and money per week is what we earn in a year.
But then let's look realistically. You and I don't earn as much as Wayne Rooney does per week at Everton. And why? Because we don't make as much money for the companies we work for as Wayne Rooney brings into Everton Football Club on a weekly basis. Yeah. He's paid more money because he brings more money in. How many shirts have you sold with your surname? 500,000. How many advertisement deals did you bring in purely because you are there?
This calendar or your last calendar year?
Last calendar.
Ooh, it was a lot.
Yeah, This is what people don't take this into account. It's the same old argument.
You mean what? It's business.
Nurses don't get paid that. Well, no, because it's a business. Yeah, it's a business. It's they bring in a Neymar, Messi, and so they've all brought in a hell of a lot of money. I mean, it's an age-old argument, isn't it? And I could go all day, but people just overlook it. Mike Dean, hot topic. I mean, Mike Dean might be.
How is a hot topic? I'll just put that on there to see if I can lure someone in, and guess what? You're in. Yeah. Mike Dean's always a hot topic.
Mike Dean is never anything. You have to wait till, I mean, the third part of...
you have to wait, Sunshine.
Running order. Yeah. It's coming in about, I reckon the Mike Dean train will arrive in about 15, 20 minutes.
Are you on board?
You on board
the Mike Dean train? He's there.
I'm tooting.
He's there. Right. Have we done admin corner yet?
We've done admin corner.
We've done admin corner. And that concludes admin corner.
Hang on, I must do this because I'm really annoying. That's 2 minutes of nothing there. Just letting you know, if you want to watch us play FIFA, you won't be able to hear what we're talking about. But if you do want to watch us play FIFA and see him celebrate a goal like this, yeah, he will. He'll be celebrating all over. And so Mike Dean is the gift that keeps on giving. If you actually want to watch us play FIFA,
we'll get you it next week. But at the moment, you can actually see us play.
You can play. You can watch us play FIFA if you search on YouTube the FIFA Ramble. We've only set it up tonight.
The Calhoun review's better because
Yeah, if you search the FIFA Ramble on YouTube,
so this channel,
we're going to broadcast the game footage live, but it will just have the audio from FIFA on there. If you want to watch us talk, basically this, then you can go on the YouTube channel. We are going to amalgamate the two.
Should we pop it on
the tech? Yeah, you can put it on there.
Let's do it.
We'll pop a link in.
I'll show you what we mean, because we're just rambling on now.
Yeah, if you do want to watch us, like I say, you won't be able to hear us.
We'll sort out for next week.
But we will. We're getting there. We don't have the hardware available at the minute. If you go onto our subscriptions.
So we'll go
subscriptions left.
Yeah. On it.
Sorry about this. We thought admin corner was over.
It's only begun.
Then click that one. Just teaching through.
Just taking us.
Why would Mike Dean not be? I mean, name me a referee who's better than Mike Dean at at producing. No, don't do that. You have to copy the channel.
Why is this taking ages?
I wouldn't worry about it. YouTube, the FIFA Ramble, all right, is on there.
And where do you share here?
So click on the channel. There.
So it's not even Calhoun Roos, the FIFA Ramble was down here. Oh well.
That's how it works.
Jeez,
you can't broadcast two things at the same time via one channel.
Right, okay.
So we've got two channels, one doing one. There. Now.
Yeah.
That. We're getting there. We're literally
admin corner.
So
there we are.
There you go. Click on that little hyperlink. We are about to go live on there. You just watch the FIFA if you don't want to watch us talk.
There you go. Which I wouldn't. It's two men in a room.
Yeah, or if you want to just watch us talk about football, then by all means stay here and you can watch us talk football. The first thing that I want to do you do that?
Yep.
There?
Yep.
That one? Okay. So you pick the others. Right. I need to do that. I need to do that. We're just connecting to
yeah, don't worry about it.
The YouTubes.
Who is Mike Dean? Mike Dean
is so I'm in, you need to select.
Is a referee.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the point.
Yeah, not a choice, but yeah, well.
Be Spurs then.
No, that's fine, I'll be Liverpool. So the first thing on our running order, now that's all out of the way.
All that's
first thing I want to say, we're going to do a little bit of a roundup. Now, the highlight of last weekend's games was undoubtedly Liverpool versus Man City. Okay.
Let's do that.
If I said to you,
probably Man City.
I'm away, am I?
Yeah, you are.
Wait now. Did you just switch that?
No. This is smooth. This is smooth as going to get people.
This is as smooth as it. And the first thing I'm going to... We were all set, yeah?
Set outside. That minute. Yeah. Well, I'll be damned. There we go.
There you go. Back in.
Oh, yeah. Mike Dean's a ref.
Mike Dean is a ref, yeah.
There you go. Bit of a blip.
We're back in.
We're back in.
Sorry. Yeah, so the first thing I want to say about that game is, well, Salah.
Mohamed Salah.
Oh, Mane.
Is that you're my like Chan? Candy girl.
Have you heard this song?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah. What does everyone think of it? What does everyone think of the Salah do? Oh, Mane, do. Bobby Firmino.
Bobby.
but we sold Coutinho. What does everyone think of this song? Like, what? Genuinely, I would love to know. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. I do sort of like it. I what do you think?
It's all right. Not crazy about it, but I like it when stuff like that blows up. So I'm in support of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
It wasn't as like the way people went on. You'd swear it was.
Yeah, but that's how you make a viral video, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
what happened?
Did you see the video the next day of walking into the like singing, you know, and just being happy as Larry.
Happier than Larry. It's game, everyone. We're going to do it. What was your favourite thing about Liverpool game? Apart from Mohamed Salah? Player of the season?
Ooh.
Yeah, you liking that?
Player of the season.
Throwing that into the pot.
Salah player of the season. Is it, you know, you can make a very, very good argument.
Who would you say?
Well, immediately you think Harry Kane, don't you?
It's like a British mentality. And
do.
from the person who didn't rate Harry Kane before we got him tons of points after captaining him.
Let's not go there.
There you go. He's very clever. Clever enough to be a little striking hound dog.
Right, I'm not saying I can't get into this again. I'm not saying Harry Kane is not a great striker. He is a very good striker. I'm simply saying he's not up there with Messi and Neymar and
you just said he's player of the season.
But yes, I'd have to agree with you there.
What? Because what are you saying? Mohamed Salah's too foreign for you, is he?
Oh,
that's what you're saying. There. It sounds like that's what you're saying.
Don't make me sound more of a Romania.
I think everyone's thinking the same.
Yeah, no, you have to say Salah is. Salah has been player of the season. Yeah,
I'd definitely say that. He dug him out of a blooming hole, hasn't he?
He has. They've done very well, haven't they? It's amazing that you can lose a player of Coutinho's ability. And actually, on paper, whether or not in practice this will be long term or what. But
we spoke about this last week and the fact that
they can afford to lose it. They could afford to lose Coutinho. It's mad.
But look, fans are blinkered to the fact that this is a blooming wonderful deal for Liverpool. And if he's not not motivated to play, why wouldn't you want to go to like Barcelona? It's his dream move to do that. You know, he's a Brazilian, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a
great deal for Liverpool. It's fantastic, and it's just properly proves the
Salah
longevity.
I like the Man City fans who, after Liverpool had gone 1-0 up, and then Sané brought it down to 1-1. They just sang the song with Liverpool because everyone was chanting it at the game. They just changed it from Mane to Sané, which I thought was very good.
Quick-witted, that.
It was very quick-witted, especially for Man City fans. Usually just eating egg sandwiches.
The trackies.
Yeah. It's a great deal. Do you also see the denial? I know. The denial from Leipzig. We're not selling Navigator in January.
Yeah,
so
but they also said, pay the piper, and then you can have him.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. It's not worth it, though, is it really?
Well, stage? I don't know how. Yeah, if they were competing.
But also, what I would argue is that even if I think they are competing for a start. I think they're competing more than. You know, Man United fans especially want to. And
look, if you trail back through of the Ramble, we can see everyone, as in the press and fools on the street, saying how Liverpool have bottled it, they've crumbled their shite, blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah.
So it just proves how fickle football fans are. Oh, you brute!
Well, it would. it's usually just Arsenal alone exclusively, really, that get that sort of
you mentioned it, yeah.
isn't it?
But
this season,
couldn't
now
let Arsenal lie, could you?
We'll get on to them.
I don't want to talk about Arsenal this
you don't,
week.
But we have to. But this, I know. But you, yeah, Liverpool have sort of, they did themselves, haven't they? Because they're actually level, you know, they're 3 points behind Man United?
Yes.
The 3 points behind Man United, the goal difference is...
Boring Man United.
Again, I mean, speaking as a Man United fan, I've got all the... Now, again, I say speaking as a Man United fan because I guarantee regular watchers will know who we support, and there's going to be people out there who will just view it as sour grapes, really, and me being...
Who's more boring this year, Chelsea or Man United?
Well, this is what I was sort of going to get onto, in that the press have said that Liverpool have been extraordinary and and they're loving them. However, they are 3 points behind us. Now, and they have said that Man United are playing boring football. At the end, as a fan of a club, would you rather the press go, they're playing exciting football at the league, or go, they're playing boring football, actually win the results? Now, we've scored a lot of goals. There's a lot of games where we've had big results.
Look, you have to shore up defence. You have to do it, so I totally get it. I see what Mourinho's doing. And people like take the mick out of his part of the bus attitude.
All he's doing.
Should we have a Jose Mourinho corner? Or we just talk Mourinho for like 5 minutes?
We should. It should be. But no, Liverpool, Man City, they just sort of drag. I don't think it'll necessarily turn their season around. Liverpool, and that sounds ridiculous, turn the season around. They're third, but they haven't hit the heights. Is it simply this season, no one is getting the credit they deserve because Man City are destroying the league and treating it as though it's their personal playground?
You know how fickle that is. Once it turns, like, look, the tide turned on Pep, and I heard, like, yeah, he's been found out, this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. Look, Pep's cool, you know. It's like, yeah, everyone loses. Like, I think the pressure's off him now as well to be like undefeated.
Yeah, I think if you're going to lose,
it's fine. Look, they're 12 points ahead. It's not non-issue. What I'm more concerned with at the moment is bottom of the league and how that's going to turn out.
Yeah, the bottom is
like Man City. Yeah, I wouldn't say they were found out. I'd say like there were two glaring errors from both keepers. In fact, both were not on form, and it was a high-scoring game. It just shows how much an error can cost you. You know, Edison's usually fantastic at going out and sweeping and clearing the ball away. It just so happened Mohamed Salah, player of the season, was on it, you know. And Mane stepped up to the plate, basically. He was a shadow of the player he was because Coutinho was coming in. Now, he's you know, how good would it be if he's like, get in there, sunshine, fill your boots. And he scored a whomping goal. That'll give him loads of confidence and get him back to where he was before. Remember last year when everyone was like, "Oh, they rely on Mane so much," and then he went to African Cup of Nations, and then their season went slumped downhill. They haven't got that anymore. They've got depth, a little bit more.
There's a lot now. That front three when you add Naby Keita in and Oxlade-Chamberlain and so on, you can make it. You know, there's more than that, but that Firmino, Mane, and Salah is so fluid.
Yeah.
Again, I've said it on a previous one, but it's a previous podcast, but. It reminds me, again, bringing it to sort of a United analogy, it reminds me of Tevez, Ronaldo, Rooney. You know, that three was so fluid that it was literally, like Ferguson said, he said, we just sort of play we play the three and we just go, right, work it out yourselves. And they just play, they all switched position and it was so beautiful. It was when, I think it was Glenn Johnson against Portsmouth. I'm sure he was right back. I'm sure it was him still at the time at Portsmouth. It may have been this dad who was talking about it. Actually, one of the Portsmouth defenders where he was like, you line up or you train all week and you go, right, we're going to be marking such and such a player. So then you turn up and you're trying to work, you know you're going to be marking Ronaldo, so you're in for a hard game. And then you start the game, you call us Tevez. And then you adapt to that style of player. And then when you adapt, you turn around, there's Wayne Rooney. suddenly you've got to mark him, and then it's Ronaldo, and then it's Tevez, and then it's Ronaldo again, and then it's Rooney again. You never settle.
Then it's Ronaldo.
Yeah,
Ronaldo. Oh.
Then it's Darren Fletcher.
Klopp swearing on American TV. Why is that an issue?
Oh yes, Gormleysaurus is in.
Oh, I don't believe that.
The Gormleysaurus and Bradbury's in. Bradbury's in, and the Gormleysaurus is in. I'm just mentioning the Gormleysaurus in particular because Chelsea are on tonight, and he has chosen to be with us.
Just reminded him he's going to.
No, he knows. He can't stand listening to BBC. So watch a game with you guys.
Sweet.
Nice to have you aboard.
Yeah.
Let's move on from Liverpool, Man City.
Oh.
Unfortunately for my learned colleague, the next part of the running order is simply entitled Arsenal, what the is happening?
No, can we just, I thought we had an agreement, a gentleman's agreement. We were going to say 2 points and we're going to move on. We're going to say, goodbye, Theo Walcott. You have been great. Goodbye, Theo Walcott. See you later. It's 20 million off your pop.
What? Okay.
Off your pop it. Go on, there you go. Sanchez, go get a new lease of life. You need something in your life. You need something. Crack on, mate, because it's something, if you're not content, you're not going to be content for a long while. You get on, mate. You get on. We'll bring the youth through at Arsenal. That's fine. That's all I wanted to discuss. You got anything to add to
that? Wenger said that he didn't want him to leave. He hasn't. I don't think he's officially gone, actually.
No, it's not. But it's just there, isn't it?
He's past his medical again.
But who? Jose was very coy, by the way. If we get him, we get him. If not, whatever. It is with the club.
We're jumping all over the place here.
Well, you know,
you're just trying to get away from the inevitable Arsenal chat. We have discussed it before, but
the problem with Arsenal is ... If you want to crack on with that, I always wanted Walcott up to the last couple of years. Him and Defoe were favourites non Chelsea.
Yeah, I always wanted Walcott at United.
You're mad, both of you. You're blooming mad. The best you'll get of Theo Walcott
is now. Well, we don't want Walcott now.
No one wants the best you could have had of Theo Walcott is, to use the term, if he wants, he's used it himself. The best you'll get is being consistent in patches. That is Theo Walcott. That's Theo Walcott's career right now. I'm consistent in patches. That is the best you would have got. And there's no chance you're going to get that now, obviously. Yeah. You're going to get a little bit of spark, a little bit of fizz, but I can see why it's a good move for Everton, because a bit of pace, because that's what they need. And it is a gamble, but it's 20 nicker, isn't it? Fine, do it. You agree with that, Gormleysaurus?
20 mil, I think, is a good price.
Off your pop it. There's no Arsenal fans up in arms about that, because guess what? He's not delivered.
He's not. He hasn't done it for a long time either.
Since the fact that he signed a new contract, which was just to make a point, by the way.
Didn't he score 16 goals last season?
No.
The problem that you have is that
different
with Theo Walcott, in my opinion, is that he got, as a lot of people have done and will continue to do, so long as Arsene Wenger refuses to acknowledge that eventually he's going to need to stop being Arsenal manager, is
I'm punished.
Yeah, the problem that you have is that
the problem with Arsenal is go and do it properly.
The problem with Arsenal is,
let's do it then. Let's talk about
the dirty A words. At Arsenal.
Everyone's comfortable at Arsenal. Everyone's comfortable at Arsenal.
Oh,
that's the problem with Arsenal. The problem with Arsenal is they're too comfortable at Arsenal.
They do get, I wanted was to see him under Ancelotti. Yeah,
look, anyone would love to see Ancelotti.
We've got Walcott and Rooney.
We've got an Ancelotti loving, which happens on a regular basis.
We do like Ancelotti on the FIFA Ramble. We are very big.
I think we should do an Ancelotti shrine.
Have you heard the latest?
I've not.
The rumour for a little while was that Ancelotti was taking over Arsenal. That was the beginning of the week, maybe middle of last.
Yeah.
That they lined up Ancelotti as a summer replacement for Wenger.
That'll be fine if that happens. That'll be great.
And who was coming in at Chelsea? Someone was coming in at Chelsea.
Oh, there could be a whole heap of
Maybe Allegri, I want to say.
Allegri?
That was the rumour.
Rumour.
But again, you know, it is all just rumour.
It's all. We can make up rumours. I think we should.
We could
spin those yarns out there.
Go on,
Mrs. Reed. I want to welcome Seaman.
The other bit of Arsenal news is the seemingly never-ending Alexis Sanchez transfer. Just because we had it pretty much.
It will end. It will end like next week or on deadline day, and he'll go somewhere. I don't know where. I love the fact that Mourinho's in with a shout. He's also playing. Look how he played that as well. He played that perfectly, didn't he?
Well, this is the second time now. This is the thing with, again, we're sort of not really talking about the transfer as such, but it's the second transfer in a row that if it comes off.
That was offside.
If it comes off, this is the second one in a row now that Mourinho seems to have just pulled out of nowhere. All summer, the bulk of us thought Lukaku was going to be going to Chelsea. That was it. Lukaku to Chelsea and Morata to United. And then out of nowhere, he signs for United. I don't know what that was. I did that on purpose as a protest. And then all of a sudden he signs for United. And now everyone was adamant. Look, we know he's going to Man City, Alexis Sanchez. They bid for him. They turned it down. They're now going to lose him for nothing, which is, you know, money. This is such an Arsenal way of doing things. And then suddenly United are interested. And now all of a sudden, that's it. Then I still didn't believe it. I didn't sort of pay any attention to it because I just thought, well, no, that's nothing. He's going to Man City. We all know that. And then suddenly bookmakers are like taking, like, you know, they start taking bets on his next destination. They've done all sorts. And suddenly it just seems as though he's going to United. It's bizarre. I never thought of it. And if it does happen, it will be the second time this season that Jose Mourinho has stolen a player.
I don't know about we chatted about the Lukaku thing though at the time. I think it was a smoke and mirrors.
Well, this is the thing. I was just about to add a sort of asterisk onto the point of stealing a player, as far as we know, based on newspaper gossip and internet reports and so on and so forth. We can't 100% say for certain whether any players were stolen.
Cannot confirm or deny.
Cannot confirm or deny.
That's Arsenal corner done.
I just got to pop out for just 2 seconds, but I will be back. But I'm going to leave you to talk with our growing audience.
Ever-grown audience. Where
will Sanchez go?
Where you go? You're leaving me.
I'm leaving that.
I want to discuss
Arsenal. Where you think Alexis Sanchez will be playing next season.
I'm not even going to talk about it.
Or next month.
No, I'm going to refuse. Refuse. So I'm not going to talk about that. I didn't want to talk about Arsenal this week. I didn't want to talk about Bournemouth. I didn't want to talk about the problems that are going on. I just want to avoid it. I didn't want to talk about the inconsistency of Alexander Lacazette, how he's getting support. I didn't want to talk about lots of things. The struggling midfield, Ozil situation. I don't want to talk about that. I didn't want to talk about Jack looking like a broken machine. I didn't want to talk about the way the team's not gelling. I didn't want to talk about looking at Arsenal playing Sunday League football, and that is disrespectful to Sunday League football after the Bournemouth game, because it was a shower of the proverbial poop, and it was just awful. So I didn't want to talk about all that. I never felt Lukaku was coming back to Chelsea. Thanks, Cormy, because I thought it's smoke and mirrors as well, just for the sake of it.
So is he? He's staying at Arsenal then? Is he for another season?
I don't know more Arsenal chat. Right. Apart from this next point, Arsenal chat will be over because it's about Mike Dean.
Mike Dean.
Mickey
Finally
Dean.
get into the part of the night
MD.
that all of you were
Mike Dean, MD.
all of you were really excited about. Mike Dean.
Michael Ebenezer Dean.
I've only added this because I quite like the quote. Mike Dean. It's been announced. It's been announced what was said by Arsene Wenger to Mike Dean that warranted his 3-game touchline ban.
There's no swearing in it.
There's no swearing in it.
There's no need for Mr. Waffles Pricklesworth, is there?
No, he's not going to. He's going to be fine. He's going to be perfectly fine. Quote.
Sorry.
When's the hedgehogs out of the way? The quote is, room after the game, Mr. Wenger stood behind us in the doorway and told the West Brom steward to let him in. He was very aggressive, leaning towards me, pointing aggressively at me, saying,
reenactment.
Yeah, you're not honest, on numerous occasions. I replied, so you're calling me a cheat? He replied, I maintain what I say. You're not honest.
Yeah. Reenactment.
Exactly how it happened. So
Pretend to be Mike Dean.
I'm Mike Dean now.
I'm Arsene Wenger.
Yeah.
You're not honest.
That's exactly how it happened there.
Just like that.
He then added, you're supposed to be professional. Oh, no, I missed a bit, yeah? You've done this to us many times before. You're supposed to be professional. He was then ushered out of the room by the West Brom safety officer. I mean...
Some stinging words there. But yeah, that was that. Right. That concludes Arsenal chat.
Yeah, go on then. We can have...
Should we get into the oh, let's do this first, right? Let's just wheeze past this trash story, okay, before we get to the finish here, yeah? Paul, man, sorry, I'm falling asleep here. Lambert is now the Stoke manager.
Paul Lambert. Paul Lambert.
He has not cared about football for probably 3 years.
Year 4.5, maybe 4.
It's just bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know why Paul Lambert.
That was a panic. That's a panic push.
That's literally that's an appointment that reeks of no one else wanted this job.
No, exactly. No one wants that. You'd just be so disappointed if you were Stoke fan. It just why? Anyway, let's not waste time on that. Sparky. I think Sparky would have made a better Welsh manager.
Yeah.
Like a Shoe could have. Anything. Anyone else?
Well, again,
anyone else? I don't get it. Anyone coming through in the 20s, whatever. Like someone.
Right, Ryan Giggs. Ryan Giggs has been named
first job. Manager. Now,
Lambert must have done. I'm going to see where they've gone for him with this. Sorry, because people are because we've now had a comment about Lambert. I just want to briefly say that the people that they originally went after Rowett, who decided to stay at Derby, said he would prefer to get Derby up than go down with Stoke. He said his quote was, "I'm already at a championship club." Apparently,
Sanchez Flores really pissed him around a bit as well.
Yeah, well, Sanchez Flores though, again, he's doing well at Espanyol.
Mm-hmm.
He's at a good level in a good league, and he's building a team. He's not going to get him relegated. They're not going to win La Liga.
I think
it's a very good level. I think he's doing well.
I think he fluttered his eyelashes at them, and they all went over there trying to sign him, and then he's just like, "Oh, lads, I'm all right. I'm all right, thanks. I'm in Spain. I'm good. I'm having a wonderful time."
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, is if you were, I'll redo that now. If you were Flores, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you want to take on when you're mid-table La Liga? Why would you then decide? Do you know what I'm going to do? I am going to take over at relegation, bound, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Stoke.
Do you know why I've been Marseille?
I don't.
It's for this gentleman, Talvin.
Yeah.
He's tearing it up.
He's a great player.
Did you think that when he was at Newcastle?
No.
Sorry, Newcastle?
Yeah, he also... it's not Talvin. He is very good. I watch a lot of League of Football. As, again, regular watchers of the FIFA Ramble will know. I do watch a lot of League.
You do?
He is he's been playing very, very well. Very, very well.
Very well. Very, very well. To the point where he is pushing to get into the France team, not just the squad, the team. And I think it'll be interesting to see how he's doing. But every single week I check in with like a French football review, and they all say, yeah, he's a player of the week again.
I can't remember who it was, but he doesn't play for Marseille. Who were the team? Oh my God, who had a player sent off? Goalie got sent off. Anyway, there's a few Newcastle players who are doing really well. Ex-Newcastle are loving League at the minute.
Henri Xavier still there. Bordeaux. Malcolm, you ever heard of him?
Yeah, Bordeaux winger.
Seen him?
I've seen him a couple of times this season. We need to go back on to Geeky in a minute. We completely moved off topic. But yeah, Malcolm is very good. The problem, again, he's been linked with Arsenal. He's been linked coming in. Not many people have sort of mentioned it, not that I've seen. So if they do, it's my fault for not reading more. However, Malcolm's only owned 50% by Bordeaux. The rest are owned by third-party agents. That's going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
He's got third-party ownership. And quite a few of them. I believe.
Again, is it like Bitcoin shares?
Yeah, there's a lot of Malcolm Bitcoin shares. Yeah. Malcolm coin. He's got about 10 third-party owners. That's why it's not going to be as simple for someone to just go over to Bordeaux and buy him.
Is it ever that simple?
Yeah, you just get on a boat. It was outrageous. Get over onto the YouTube, FIFA Ramble YouTube, because he's just scored an absolute worldie. That was brilliant.
That was plump.
I've seen that. I've seen people do it. What you do is you get on a boat in Kent, in Dover, and you get off at a place called Calais, and then you over there, and then you bring it over, and you pay less money for it. Now I'm assuming that
if you get to the cup, like you're saving money there.
You only have so much though, and they do check the back of your van. So I think you can only have 6 League One footballers in one trip.
But if you bring a people carrier or like a coach, I think that's a good way of doing it as well. Then you can get some.
They do have coach trips. You can get So, I mean,
and it's easy, isn't it? It's like what you're saying is like modern slavery. Then
you can buy them if you go. That's how I've seen it.
What you're saying.
All I'm saying, that's what I've read. You get on a boat in Dover.
Le Havre is close as well. And you can get some good value there.
Oh, good Havre. Yeah, there's a lot of good. Yeah. There's a few. I'm just saying.
Nantes, very good as well.
Nantes, yeah. Montpellier, got good.
That's south though.
We're going to start talking about League and football.
Dunkirk, a good team.
If you're looking for a goalkeeper, because Lafont is incredible.
Incredible.
Toulouse's goalkeeper, Lafont. To not put any French emphasis on the word.
You could say he's got nothing to lose.
18, really tall, really good distribution.
ASL? ASL? Age? Sex? Location?
18, male, Toulouse.
Oh.
There's rumours.
Got Jones in right there.
Well, there's rumours that Tottenham are after him.
Is it? You found this the way you always find this?
Lloris.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But you found him because you are a manager. Not many people know this. He is a a football manager
Legend.
is what Mr. Calhoun is. What do you want me to keep going? You're almost Mohamed Salah.
R.I.P. Cyril, proper legend. Yeah, Cyril Regis.
That's some Gorms. Gormley.
Unless you come to feed the street.
Yeah, Cyril.
Cyril.
Not many people will, like young guns, will know about the Cyril Regis and the cause, the important cause of which he fought, and like it just seems so forgotten about now, doesn't it? Like, when you think about it.
He didn't. Yeah, it's strange in that what he and players that.
Do you know what I mean? It's sort of swept under the rug greatly.
Yeah, and it's almost needed now more than ever. It seems, it's because it's the minute that you start getting comfortable with things like players being racially abused, and you think, oh well, that's a thing in the
which
past.
happens, and yeah,
and it's not. I mean, God, did you see? I posted it on our Twitter. Did you see the Spartak Moscow? I believe it was Spartak Moscow. I'm going to go with that. It was a definitely Russian club, but I'm 90% certain it was Spartak Moscow.
Sure one, Ruben?
No, that was Spartak.
Oh!
So close.
Jeebus,
they posted the picture. Posted a a little video clip. And it was there. It was 4 or 5 of their black players training, just lying on the grass, and it was a sunny day, and they were whatever. And the caption said, "Look at the chocolate melting in the sun."
Fine, because they were fine with it. They got one of their players of that group to say they were just having a laugh.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't know why anyone would find that incredibly offensive.
There's no excuse for that, is there?
It's 2018, and a football club is putting a video up, black players training, with the caption, "Look at the chocolate melting in the sun." I mean, that's why players like Cyril Regis and what they went through, why they actually now, it needs to be talked about more and remembered more. It's needed now more than ever, because the minute you start getting comfortable and assuming these things are a thing of the past, is the minute that they are allowed to rear their heads again. We live in a world where it's accepted racism, to a certain extent.
Well, maybe in Russia as well as some parts of Europe on a regular basis.
North America.
Yeah?
North America is a country where it's never been more socially acceptable to be racist. Ever.
Interesting.
And why wouldn't it be? Because of the idiot that those people put in charge of their country.
It's heartbreaking to see that ilk of players like Mario Balotelli go through such abuse as well, to the point of tears. Like, it's not on, and it's never acceptable. So, do you expect more from Russia, though, on the whole? It's exactly the type of thing that I sort of expect from.
Unfortunately, but it should, because it's accepted. Well, not accepted, because it's expected. Sorry, because it's expected from Russia to act like that. It's not overlooked. It's almost as if, oh well, of course they're Russian. Well, that's not an excuse. If someone does something wrong 1,000 times, they should be called on it 1,000 times. It's
nice one, go on, mate.
There's a couple of generations just don't understand why it's such a big deal. It's true. It's I can't understand for the life of me how we can be in 2018 and these things still happen.
Yeah.
I can't work it out.
Also, I still can't figure out that someone's actually given Ryan Giggs a job. our Kickstarter. Look where it's got. Look where it's got.
Yeah, we did a Kickstarter.
We did a
weeks back.
Kickstarter.
We did a Kickstarter. Find Giggsy a job.
Find Giggsy a job.
He kept turning it down. He turned down an admin role in the office.
Yeah.
We needed some. I want to bring someone in to run our social media somewhat, especially now when we're live, so I don't have to do admin corner. That'd be lovely. He could sit.
We offered it to Giggs. He turned it down.
He could sit here.
Turned it down.
We said Ryan. He said not for me.
I said Ryan. He said no. I said Ryan. Think about it.
He said no.
He said no.
No.
So we almost got a football job, and before he committed to
so
this,
we did a Kickstarter.
4 years, 4-year contract. I know it doesn't mean anything. I know could be spade, could be cast aside in a second. That's not the point now. I would prefer anyone else rather than Ryan Giggs.
Right? Can I just
Bobby Gould? Anyone?
Can I play Devil's Advocate? Bobby Gould. Is that that's to me? John, what's Koshak up to? Devil's Advocate. Not even playing Devil's Advocate, but just sort of.
I'm just going to say anyway.
Right. Ryan Giggs.
Yeah.
He hasn't had any first-hand experience as a manager.
He hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't.
Except 4 games.
Still on the touchline.
He was 4 games at United. He was caretaker manager. It doesn't count. Now, again, I'm not playing devil's advocate, but I just want to word it in a slightly different way and give you sort of a different angle to come into this. Ryan Giggs, as international manager, is the international football now, is that now a playground? Not playground. Is that a training field, really, for club management? It's obviously harder to be a club manager in a lot of different ways than it is to be an international manager. You don't have to deal with contracts. You don't have to deal with them week in, week out. You don't have to deal with.
It's sort of a part-time.
Is it a part-time? It's a part-time job. Now, the reason I sort of worded it is people are saying he's got no experience. Is he actually using the Wales job purely as a first step into management? And is it actually one of the most perfect jobs to do that in? Because
do you know what?
Joachim Löw at Germany. Yeah? Now, Joachim Löw had no managerial experience. None. The only experience he had was as assistant manager to Jurgen Klinsmann.
Which is great experience.
It's good experience, but Giggsy also had 2 years experience as assistant manager to Louis van Gaal. So Ryan Giggs,
all he got was that glare when Lambert missed that penalty.
Yeah, Ryan Giggs has been 4 games as caretaker manager, which we can basically just was nothing. Then he had 2 years experience as assistant manager to Louis van Gaal. And now he's taken on a job which is essentially a part-time job and involves an awful lot of scouting.
Lots of admin.
Does it actually, what I mean is that, it's lots of admin. Is he, because of the limited amount of experience he has had, that he's done all his coaching badges, he's done to all the seminars and so on, taking the Wales job, actually, has he got more experience to take a job like that than he does to take over at, say, Cheltenham Town?
I hope I'm wrong, because I know I'm being a cynical git, really. But it just feels very wrong. And the fact is, do you know what? The English broadcasters. Do you know what I mean? If they qualified for the World Cup, which they almost did, they were a whisker away, granted. But they're just pissed themselves now, because it's like, oh, okay, that proves like they're at that. That's where the standard is, and they're miles away from. Considering we competed with England on a very high level.
Yeah.
And now look, they're just pissed themselves because of this. It's just so backwards. Like I said, I really hope he proves me wrong. So I will bite my tongue until it falls to the wayside. But I just don't. Because there must be some others, like something else going on, some other options.
Well, we've said it before in that.
And look, we're not even getting into the fact that he never used to show up for Wales. I know that's because of Fergie.
That's different.
Right, I know it's not because of Fergie.
I know a lot of people have sort of talked about that. However,
people I know it's got no bearing on it. It's just like in terms of commitment. You know what? The point that I think though is, you know how the Bale effect now. Effect.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are different characters in football and whatever, and I'm sure Giggs did players to play better, but it's not like what Gareth Bale did was above and beyond. I never saw Giggs look to inspire people the way that Gareth Bale does right now.
He did.
And look, Giggs, he did try, didn't he? He did try for Wales, but I just felt like there's this overwhelming thing of like, oh, Wales, they're trash anyway, so it doesn't matter how you play. But that's just my opinion.
We've been sort of banging the drum when we started the Kickstarter.
We did start a Kickstarter.
Yeah, to get Giggsy a job. The overwhelming sort of view that we had is, well, he's turning down these jobs. When was he ever even in contention for these jobs?
He just kept going to job interviews. I know what it's like, mate. Like going to job interview after job interview.
Yeah. We've all been there, Ryan.
Ryan. It is, but look, you've got to... Oh, that's a nice ball. That's lovely. Push that button on it, then.
But we also said that what he should do is go to a lower league club, get experience, like Kevin Nolan's doing now. Mm. Kevin Nolan's doing it at Notts County. He's doing a great job at Notts County as well. He's gone there. He's got the experience as a manager. And he said openly, like there's a great article in The Guardian, look for it because it's worth reading, about how he's saying that he's being really open with the owners and said, look, I want to be here. However, I won't lie to you. If a bigger job comes in, if I'm successful and a bigger job comes in, I may very well leave. And they've also been on it and said, that's fine. We're happy you're here now and we're happy you're doing a good job, but we're aware.
You're paraphrasing.
I am paraphrasing. You should be doing that. Now, my argument is that essentially what Ryan Giggs has done is exactly that. He's just done it. He doesn't have the day-to-day sort of pressures of being a manager. Realistically, he's basically just got to turn up every few months for
training wheels, isn't it?
Training. Yeah, he's turn up. No,
you'll do.
It is now.
Do you think they just got a WhatsApp group and that's how they organise?
That's how it is. I was convinced Pulis was going to be Wales manager. It was actually one of my predictions for 2018.
I wouldn't have had a problem with that, would you?
No.
Would you prefer taking Pulis over Giggsy?
Yeah.
Giggs, Marky Hughes, or Pulis? In what order?
Oh, in that order, I'd take, just because the Netherlands, I put Pulis as first choice, but I would have Giggsy the second. I know everyone has said experience and things like that, and I'm not saying that I agree with it. I'm simply saying Ryan Giggs has got the same amount of experience, albeit on a different front because he didn't have it internationally. Experience as Joachim Löw. Löw was assistant manager to Jurgen Klinsmann. I know it's international football, and it is different. However, this is not a precedent-setting appointment. It's not the first international team that have employed a manager with no experience. Jurgen Klinsmann had no experience. Jurgen Klinsmann had no experience as a manager. Got the Germany job. Then
maybe it'll be good.
His replacement was Joachim Löw. And bettered what Klinsmann did.
Okay. It's a different approach for you then. Do you feel that to Giggsy and go, what have you done recently? They're not going to do that because he's had a fantastic career and whatever else, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
In football, has sort of moved on a little bit in terms of getting that sort of experience in football is one thing, but the modern manager is another. A football background necessarily isn't a bad thing anymore. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Instead of that old school approach to like, he's a football man, he's done it, he's been there.
Yeah.
Like Mourinho's one, you know, there's Andres Villas-Boas, that type of thing.
I just think that I think that completely writing him off straight away for having no experience, quite all right for the last 2 national appointments.
Do you think?
I think we should see what happens.
Do you think it'd be a case of Wales fans having a chip on the shoulder because he didn't turn up for?
Also, how often do we have it rammed down our throats by the British media and by British football fans who go, well, young British managers aren't being given a chance. Jobs. It's always going to be bloody foreigners. And so.
He's this foreign muck.
Now,
that's what they're saying.
Young British managers are never given a chance. How can they get experience as a manager if they're not being given roles? Well, a young British manager's just been given a role, and we're not happy because he hasn't got experience.
That's true.
What do you want? Do you want young British managers to
be
given a chance
people
to earn their stripes? Do you just want it to go to experienced managers? Or, which, and I do think this is the case, are football fans never going to be happy? They're never going to be happy. No, are they never going to be happy unless they get what they want that particular week?
Yes, it's all this, that, and the other. Like, football are everywhere. But hey ho, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right there. You're right. We haven't even mentioned this historic moment in football with technology moving forward for VAR.
Yeah, it's a big old,
huge,
big old week.
I heard some people pissing and moaning saying, "Oh, it took over a minute. It took like 1 minute 5 seconds or something for a decision to be made that clearly was onside." Flicked off a defender as well. The Leicester goal, the first VAR goal given. I think that is a great thing to use, and it'll settle lots of Mike Deanisms. So I think it's a great thing, and I think it should be used. And I don't think it's going to stop the flow of the football. I just think it's a common sense thing where so much is at stake, and it makes utter sense to do so.
I think VAR in football, it can only be a good thing. We've had some comments. Again, we're pulling back to the previous point, but it is worth mentioning. Is being used to give someone experience. Do you know what? I am because I'm Brazilian. Oh,
you're not?
No, and I'm not. And I'm not Argentinian.
You're not?
No. What I mean by that is that I'm not. I can easily say yes.
What
I'm
you're
happy
doing
for
is
my national side.
You set the bar very low, and anything else is a plus.
Yeah, I easily can sit here and say I don't mind my national side being used to give someone experience because we're not expected to do anything anyway. I mean, God's sake, I mean, you can't really argue that Gareth Southgate has had that much more successful time as a manager than Ryan Giggs.
I think with Gareth Southgate, he looks like he's having a horrible time to make it look like he's working hard when you're stressed out like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it should be. I agree that the Kevin Nolan route of doing management is my
Kevlar
would be my preference. Start at League 2 and move on from there. But this isn't exactly. And the other comment, VAR, love how it stopped players moaning at ref. Yeah, I think it's brilliant.
I am glad that Rooney's coming to the end of his career because
team is fuming. He's not even involved, but he wants to get in. He wants to get on the pitch. I love VAR. I thought he was Scottish. Hey, don't even get, that's even more confusing now, isn't it?
Who doesn't love VAR? Is there anyone opposed VAR?
The Scottish job
for any legitimate reason? No, I thought so. Move on.
Exactly. VAR has worked perfectly well, or the equivalent of
just works.
Has worked perfectly well in rugby for a long time. Rugby union. I don't know about rugby league actually. Do they use it in rugby league?
Yeah.
I don't watch. I haven't watched any rugby league. It's worked very well in rugby union, at least. We'll just say rugby because we're assuming it's in rugby league. Very well. It's also obviously you've got the Hawkeye system in tennis.
It just works, guys.
It
just works.
Works, and the fact is that all these people who are complaining about it are the same sort of people who I always use this analogy. I constantly use it all the time when people are afraid of technology. My nan was terrified of her microwave the first time she had one because she didn't know what. And the first time people got TVs in their house, people were terrified of them. And people would there'd be other people queuing up to come in and watch because they'd be like, what is this? And like older generation when TVs came out thought people were trapped in the telly. And again, even before that, you've got the introduction of the wireless radio and people thought that there were people trapped inside that box. Now, my point of this is that every time there's new technology, people fear it because it's different to what they already know. And then a few years down the line, it's just, well, that's always happened, surely.
And look, I think with this...
Imagine being scared of a microwave now. It just wouldn't happen, but there were people...
That's what football fans are like, no.
The football fans complaining about VAR are an old woman sat in a corner. They're an old woman,
all the time.
Yeah, they're an old woman sat in the corner wondering how they can help the man trapped in the wireless radio escape. That's what it is.
Oh, so close.
It's the same as again of my nan.
Take that.
My nan thinking that when you pause TV now, that pauses the feed for everyone in the country watching that program.
TiVo.
Yeah. So when you pause live TV now, that she thought that meant that the channel was paused.
And look.
So someone in.
So that's football fans. You're being.
Just embrace
being Luke's
it.
nana. Basically.
Embrace it.
Embrace it.
They could be a hell of a lot worse than my nan because she's a wonderful woman. But what you need to do is embrace the technology. Oh, because in 5-10 years' time, it's going to be the norm. No one's going to remember all this controversy.
Technology's going to move so fast. It's going to be absolutely rapid.
Lee Gorman's made a good point there about technology, how it won't slow to take off because generations have grown up with it. Yeah, I mean, our children have,
YouTubers, raised by YouTubers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my two children are being raised by someone who is essentially, who does a live weekly podcast. It can, vlogging and all this. It's just second nature to them now.
Of a microwave. On a microwavable note, guys, I think should we be there? It's a good time.
Yeah, we can leave it there on the microwave.
On the say the analogy one more time, and we'll just leave it off.
If you're scared of VAR in the corner, scared of the microwave in a kitchen, who now 40 years later or 30 years later or whatever it is, uses it all the time.
That's so profound. There we go. Little note on VAR. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate your eyes. Thank you very much.
Same time next week.
Mississippi. And thank you, YouTubers. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.